South Africans are tired. Are tired about political party that think of itself and does not think about their future. And immediately, even when they teach us a lesson through an election, it's as though we don't listen. So they will go, these people. They will say that, no, we've got options, let's go. Leave the ANC, it's dead, it will never come back, let's go.
Am I the only one who straight up feels like South Africa is part of a game that most of us don't understand, or that most of us aren't part of? Am I the only one who feels like politics is a game where there's politicians and the people in parliament, they're the only ones who are taking part and benefiting from it, leaving everyone else outside of it? And I couldn't help but think about all the promises we hear during those election periods, and specifically the promises that are constantly made by the ANC. So I did a little bit of digging, and I came across this term manifestos, which I guess is a word used to describe the promises that but the ANC, because it's usually tied to the ANC and to whatever they promised. And so I read through some of them, and I just noticed that it was a whole lot of garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like, every single year there's a promise to change something. There's a promise to make to make better communities, to create more employment opportunities for the youth, but nothing seems to be changing. The ANC has always made promises via their manifestos to build thriving, prosperous and united communities. But I can't help but wonder if it's all straight up lies. I can't help but wonder if these things are only said to make people feel better about themselves, and to sort of draw them in, and to basically trick people into voting for the ANC. I can't help but wonder if politicians, or if the ANC specifically, is made out of genuine human beings, or human beings at all. I can't help but wonder if these people care about their fellow brothers and sisters. It makes me wonder if it's just another cult that hides behind the idea that they saved South Africa, that they freed South Africa, and that they are still freeing South Africa, still repossessing land, still ensuring that the apartheid doesn't happen again. I could come on this YouTube platform and talk about what they promised and and reality. You know what I'm talking about? I could try to weigh both of them, but I'm not the type of person, because I feel like it's a waste of time. Well, besides the fact that it is a waste of time, there's already a lot of YouTubers doing it. If you think of the Summer Summit and these other people, and no disrespect, they're doing well, and it's good for them, and it's working for them. But what I'm trying to say is, it's not going to wait for me. So I started thinking, if politics, or if the government is just a league of its own. So I did a little bit of digging, and I went online, and I tried to find some kind of information that would prove me wrong, some kind of information that will give me hope that maybe the way I'm thinking isn't true. But I came across a stat. Whether or not it's true is totally up to speculation. However, I came across a stat, or some information about how 55,000 government employees or members earn way over 1 million rands per year. And it's obviously more, because everybody has a different salary, right? And I mean, of course, if you're working for the government, you have higher responsibilities. So what I thought initially was that, okay, higher responsibilities, then higher incentives. You know what I'm talking about? So many individuals earn 1 million or over 1 million rands per year. Then how much do you, as an average citizen, make in 5 years? What is it that these people do so well to deserve such salaries? What is it that these people do so well? What is it about their personalities or their skills and ideas that makes it so necessary for them to earn such salaries? If you get deep into it, it's the reason why I find whatever is happening in this country, the government and politics and everything, so difficult to understand, so difficult to get into, because there's so many loopholes that you don't understand. I can't help but wonder if the government or politics is a game that is played by the elite and that the elite only benefit from. Think about it, bro. They'll come onto a platform, make promises, tell that they're going to do this and that, and then a bunch of people vote for them, right? But then when they get the position or win the position, nothing seems to happen. You know what I'm talking about. And it's almost as if they are the only people that benefit from it. They are the people who are getting richer, starting businesses, kids going to schools, big schools, overseas, and all you did was to vote for them. Politics is a game that we are not part of, because it's almost as if they are the only ones benefiting from it, and we are not at all. You know, it's funny because I read another stat on the South African Reserve Bank. The South African Reserve Bank governor's salary, and in 2023, in the 2023-24 financial year, he was making about 88 million, and then that bumped up to like 10 million mid 2025, and it just doesn't make sense, because then when was the last time the average citizen got a raise or something? Like, I'm not comparing his work to anybody else, but like, let's be real for 2 seconds, bro. From 88 to like 10% to like 10 million rand. When was the last time you got a raise? Is it just me who's asking questions that don't lead to anything, or is it just genuine curiosity? Because it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense that politicians and these big people have to be getting raised and still getting involved in scams and like corruption, while you just vote, while you are just like meant to vote for them, smile, blindly believe that something is going to change, and then suffer for years and years to come. So back to the ANC situation. Does the ANC even give a fuck anymore? Did they ever give a fuck? That's the question. You know what touched me the most, especially in the last elections? I don't even know when it was, what year it was. I probably should do some research. But what touched me the most was the fact that I had one of the politicians, he was wearing an ANC shirt, one of the politicians, I forgot his name. I think it was the Minister of Traffic and something at some point. The promise he made that literally gave me hope and touched me at the same time was when he promised like millions of jobs or something, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why he did, but like, after living for this long and seeing what's happening around me, it made me realize, Uguti, in this life, nobody's gonna save you. No one is gonna save you, not the government, not your parents, not the ANC, not the president, because everyone is in it to win it. It's almost as if with politicians, bro, they only do things to benefit themselves and nobody else. And if you think about it, it's not something new. It's always been human nature to prioritize oneself and one's survival, and to sort of overlook the people around you. It makes me wonder if lendo democracy and freedom, being born free and abolishing apartheid, is actually a reality or just another scam. Because if you ask me, the ANC, in fact every single political party in South Africa, literally comes across as a cult, if you ask me. A cult where they only benefit while everybody else suffers. Which is funny, because they still need you to vote for them, to vote them into power for them to benefit while you still suffer. I'm gonna look at it as a youth, and as a youth, I literally, I'll be lying if I said I don't want to get a job and I don't want to change the situation in a car and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But after after straight up lying to our faces, this is the reason why I think it's the older demographic that's still voting for the ANC. I think it's the older demographic that's still voting these people into power, because I still don't understand it, because like I was under the impression that these people are smart enough to think for themselves, but then I realized, Guti, okay, most people are afraid of voting for anything else because they are afraid of an apartheid that may come back, or they don't like the leadership of other political parties, so they would rather sacrifice an entire generation by voting this same cult into power. But as a youth, after thinking about how I'm gonna change and make my life better, you know, which is usually to get a job and stuff like that, I look at the initiatives that are being started, and I literally don't see anything happening around me. I'm not just talking about, things are probably happening in some other places, right? But like, I was under the impression that if a party comes into power, they're there to serve every single person in Mzansi, regardless of where they are. But instead, the unemployment rate is skyrocketed. We are literally breaking world records. I'll be surprised if we're not leading. Unemployment among the youth is probably leading Tinane Eswatini. And all we can do right now is just pray that somebody comes and save us. You know, hoping that a political party is going to come into power and save South Africa is like praying and believing that God is going to literally put food on your table today. And we both know it doesn't work like that. But in this particular instance, it's almost as if we're literally being led by agents of the devil, literally. I'm not gonna cap. It's painful.